get it. Let's go. Let's get it. They forever moving stuff around, man. This is just ridiculous. Yep. What up, Donald? I see you checking in early with me today. That's what's happening. This is the afternoon live vibes. I don't know what your morning is like, but I know how your afternoon can be. Stick with your boy for the next 45 minutes to an hour and we'll talk about it. We'll get into it, you know what I'm saying? What up, Honey Butters? I like that name, Honey Butters. Girl, you better be, woo! It's some things, you know what I'm saying? We are live broadcasting right now, ladies and gentlemen. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Holla at your boy. Comic Book Cook. Sounds interesting. Where can we find it at? We want to see how you cooking, good looking. Bye, y'all. All up in your face with some booza. This is the afternoon. What does it say? Tap the screen to upload something. I don't know what it's doing. My TikTok is doing something crazy right now. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know if I like that either. So let me get off of that. I don't like this. Whatever it is, I don't like it. 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 Yeah, I'm working on music today, so I got a little bit of free time. That's what's happening. Get your grind on. Welcome everybody who's tuned in. We are live. It is 1:12 in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's 72 degrees and sunny. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm about to get out in it, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to spend a little time with y'all, but I'm getting out of there. I'm your 112 bartender, Michael. That's what's happening. What does 112 mean? Like, when you say 112 bartender, what does that mean? Anyway, if you're checking in on my, there go Letitia, there she go. She said, we're a little late, how are you? Yeah, I'm right on time, you know what I'm saying? Plover and light scrap. I don't even know what plover is, but I'll take it. I got plover and light from ISIS. I'm a little Anna Draga, I see you. Oh, peace and light. I was like, what is plover? I'll take it, you know what I'm saying? If you're on my live and you're on YouTube, go ahead and let me know you're in the room. I see you, Letitia. Go ahead and hit the like button. I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. This is the afternoon live that should change your vibe. Yeah, the real bone crusher in the building. What's up, family? Ooh, yo, man, good to hear from you. Good to see you in my live. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's funny because when I feel like I sound like you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you got that radio voice, bro. And when you get to talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like you command the attention of the people. And I feel like that right now, having you on my live, you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm representing, you know what I'm saying, that voice, the way that you would kick it with them, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who's here. We are broadcasting. We are multicasting today. We are multi-streaming. Yeah, Honey Buns, he'd be like, attention! Yeah. I actually put that in one of my songs, though. It's in the background of this song that I got. I have to play it for y'all. But check this out. We're live on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, and Twitter. How about that? As soon as there go my brother. What's up, Big Paul Lee? He's on my Instagram, on my Facebook right now. Looks like, or YouTube. He's on YouTube live. You know what I'm saying? Bone Crusher. You got to check out my brother, man. He spit bars and stuff. He's the Big Paul E is his name. You know what I'm saying? If you look it up, but he got a record. Train coming. It's off the chain. Yeah. Honey Butters bought the first badge. I appreciate you. Listen. So this is the governmental last day of Black History Month. It's funny when they do that, when they talk about that, because all I can think about is this. I'm black all year long. I'm black all year long. How you gonna relegate 30, not even 30 days, 28 days to my blackness? I don't think that's proper. You can't do that. Look, I'm black yearly. So it's Black History Month every day that I wake up and I walk out of the house and I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Every day I'm creating history. Every day I'm doing something unique. Every day I'm making an impact on this world. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even 30 days. Listen, I don't even know who agreed to that. I don't know who sat at the table and said, this is the month that we should have for Black History Month. We should do it here. We should take these 28 days. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. You know what? Can y'all tell me when the last time we had a leap year? Does anybody know what that means? Does anybody have an idea when leap year is? And listen, if you're on my TikTok, man, y'all gotta hit the like button. Y'all gotta tap that screen if you know what I mean, because we doing our thing. This is afternoon live, just to change your vibe. I don't know how your morning went, but it ain't gotta go that way no morning. So that's why I'm here right now. I'm here to motivate you and to get into your drive. You know what I'm saying? So you can do your thing. Do your thing. This is the last day of Black History Month, and they gave us 28 days to celebrate it governmentally. We should be celebrating it yearly and all year round. And so I proposed something earlier in the year. Actually, it was last year around October. I put out a challenge to everyone of color and even people outside of our community. I just said, listen, man, why don't y'all buy black all of February? February, why not make this a true Black History Month? Why not make real Black history? Why don't we take this month and why don't we yeah, I know it's why don't we make history? Why don't we buy black and make an impact financially on this system? But listen, Letitia said every 4 years. Okay, from when though? When is the next leap year? Does anybody know when the next leap year actually is? Do you have an idea? Because I don't. I don't know when it is. If you do, let me know. Because I've been thinking to myself, when do we get to celebrate a couple days longer the governmental, what up, Sonny? The governmental Black History Month. I want to know, and I don't, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's one of those things, you know what I'm saying, that I'm so curious about that I just don't completely understand it. So I don't know if I subscribe to Black History Month the way everybody else does, because we excuse me, because we should be celebrating Black History Year. Miss Precious, she says she thinks 2026. So last year, does anybody in here remember next year? Letitia said next year's leap year. I was going to say, so we got a leap year. So it's every presidential year is a leap year. I wonder if there's something to that. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't think about that every election year is a longer February. Because if it's in 2024, that's an election year. And then 4 years from that is another election year. That's kind of crazy. Is there something to it? Like, I don't, you know, I just be thinking, you know what I mean? I just think out loud sometime and I be asking y'all opinion. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know, tomorrow is also the first day of Women's History Month, whatever that means. I have no idea what that means. It's all these holidays that they start trying to impart on you that don't make sense to me. Keep tapping the screen if you know what I mean. It's crazy. My brother was born on leap year. That's why I'm able to keep up with it. He doesn't have birthdays. Wow. Man, he got a bad rap, Letitia. Letitia on YouTube said, my brother was born on leap year. That's why I'm able to keep up with it. He doesn't have birthdays. How crazy is that? Lady Kiki, what's happening? Oh, that is crazy. And other crazy news, check this out. It was brought to my attention yesterday that Adidas is working out a deal with Kanye West. Has anybody heard this? Jackie says it's a holiday every day now. I know, right? I sometimes question if February even had 30 days, like ever, right? Miss Roxy, I appreciate the follow. Tap the screen, y'all. Make sure y'all run it up. Share the lives. That helps out a lot, too. So Kanye West has worked out a deal where, you know, where it looks like Adidas is trying to mitigate their damages. Come on, man. So his anti-Semitic remarks wasn't so bad, now were they? Right? Because people who believe in what they believe in, they stand on what they stand on. Come on, Adidas. Adidas talking about that money, y'all. You know what I'm saying? They talking about get that bread, shot it. I love to see it, you know what I'm saying? And of course, we know Kanye wasn't off his rocker. I just got through watching Yeezus. If y'all haven't seen it, man, go watch Yeezus again. There's so many lessons and so many inspirational moments in that video that it's incredible. Like, I really enjoy watching you could see his mentality and where it was heading. The more he learned, the more he wanted to buck the system. Information is key, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you don't understand and respect the fact that knowledge is the key, and some of y'all is locked out. I'm gonna say it again. Knowledge is the key, and you don't want to be locked out. You need to learn all you can. Y'all need to tune in a little bit more. I'm gonna teach y'all a little something. The fact that they would go back and say, We need you, Kanye, because that's basically what it is. And if y'all understand, how come that doesn't have as much fanfare as everything else? Do y'all understand how it works? Why didn't they have the same kind of celebration for his demise as his return? Come on, man. These folks is funny, man. And they think we ain't watching. Yo, they're praying that we're not watching. They're hoping that we're not paying attention to things. I mean, your short-term memory, they're banking on you not having any kind of memory. But your short-term memory is being screwed over all the time. How do they do? Listen, let me tell you this. They, they just want to get to you, man. So check this out. In other news, why are people finally telling the truth? I'm talking to my
brothers and sisters.
Do y'all understand? Do y'all understand? What up, Detroit Zeus? Do y'all understand there's so much coming out about the last 2 years? Listen to this. They prey on your short-term memory. Listen to this. Check this out. All of 2020 and 2021. Yep, Honey Butters, you absolutely right. Look at you, girl. You on top of your stuff today, Honey Butters. Honey Butters is on top of her stuff on Instagram. Honey Butters said about the jab. What? You already know where I'm going with this. We ain't doing that. Hush. Listen, the jab. You want to go in? You want to go in? The jab is the conversation point all across the board right now. And the truth is coming out. Do y'all know I lost friends telling people like, look, don't do this, don't do that. Listen, I lost friends saying, yo, you got to understand that what this is not what it is. You know what I'm saying? I shifted friendships because they couldn't handle, look, I shifted friendships. I had to because
You can't handle the truth.
that's right. I had friends that was sitting up here going through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the cusp, man. Astrology asked me what's my zodiac sign on TikTok. I'm on the cusp, homie. And yo, Roxy, I appreciate the gift. Listen, they're preying on your short-term memory because I put this on a post the other day. I put up that they lie quick and tell the truth slow. Lie quick and tell the truth slow. You know what I mean? They lie quick. So everything that happened in 2020 was a lie. Even in 2021, when they introduced the jab, it was a lie. And now, even at the point of it being a lie, listen, welcome to my lie. I said to y'all that year, I said, look, I said 2020, I said in 2020, I don't know if y'all hear me, I said in 2020, I told y'all you don't need it because you're a survivor already. Anybody who made it to 2021 was a survivor without the jab. And the numbers were decreasing and we were getting rid of it. And then all of a sudden in 2021, you needed it. How is that possible? And when you didn't take it, you know, when they seduced you with lottery tickets, you know what I mean? And you did, bro. I remember you saying they had those crazy ingredients and like fetus and all that kind of stuff. I don't care what the ingredients was. They could have put honey in it. They could have put whatever in it. I know I wasn't gonna take it. And the reason being, and the reason being is because it just didn't make sense. I don't take medicine I don't need. I promise you, I'm not experimenting on myself. If I'm not sick, I'm not taking medicine. I don't believe in preventative medicine. What I believe in is taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Now that's what I believe in. And Jackie on Instagram said, "Do they ever tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?" You already know that answer to that. The answer is no. They feel like.
Got him.
That's what they feel like. That's what they doing to us. That the real life version of this meme
Got him.
is our government. They're gonna say or do or try something, and for those of you who are forced to do it, I feel so sorry for you. I'm so empathetic to your situation because they were dead ass wrong for that. But those people, listen, those people who were choosing. People who chose. Honey Butter said, oh, let me finish this thought. People who chose to take it, I'm sorry, I don't, there were too many warning signs out there. Taking it means you're not a logical person. If you're a person who took it willingly, meaning you didn't get forced to take it because of your job, if you didn't get forced to take it because of, whatever, I feel like, I can't be as empathetic to you because listen to this, y'all. Anytime a person has to try to scare you into doing something, which is what they did, and that's what Honey Butters is talking about. She said, where's Mpox? Look, they tried to scare you with Mpox. They tried to scare you with, what up, Alexis? They tried to scare you with murder hornets. They tried to scare you with an alternate universe. They tried to scare you with UFOs. They tried to scare you with all these things. And when we didn't get scared in 2020, we didn't go panic crazy. We didn't lose our stuff. Guess what happened in 2021? They decided to say, well, let's make you sick. Anybody who knows anything about these vaccines or whatever, you understand that they got to give you the problem they got to give you the problem so your body can create the cure. So let's talk about that. They gave people a not the cure. They said it. This is why I was so angry, man. I was so angry because they said it. They've been telling you the truth and you not listening. How dumb are we getting as a country, as a culture of people that somebody can say to your face? They said it in 2019. They said it in 2016. There's going to be a pandemic, blah, 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 blah. You see what I'm saying? Jackie said on Instagram, my relative tried to curse me for not taking it. So did a lot of people. Anybody who was against it, we were the problem. Remember, we hold up progress. We the ones who stopping things from going the way they should go. We were the problem. She took it. Now she's in a nursing home with a vitamin deficiency. Don't know if it's correlation. Yeah, it's a correlation because this is what I was getting at. They gave them not a cure. And what I mean by that is this. They gave you, and they told you, listen, this is the part that drives me crazy for anybody who decided to take it. They told you this does not cure it. This does not cure it. It helps with the spike protein. And that's like saying you cut your hand. I'm going to give you something that's going to stop it from hurting, but it's going to keep bleeding. Does that make sense? You wanted to stop the bleeding and stop hurting. You understand? They said it only it's only going to do one thing. Well, why didn't it do everything? Because if y'all don't understand anything about what we go through here in this country and the pharmaceutical industry is set up this way, it is not about a cure. It's always about a treatment. If y'all think we don't have a cure for a lot of the different things that we deal with physically in this world, y'all have lost your mind. If y'all don't think there's a cure for cancer, this is why I do not donate to certain places and certain things, because we're just stacking up bread. It's the dumbest fallacy. It's like insurance. It's like insurance. It's one of the biggest scams ever. If y'all don't think that listen, how the hell all of a sudden when they wanted to have an Ebola scare, do we have an Ebola cure? I'm just talking to somebody who's listening. How do we have an Ebola? And listen, I just want to talk to y'all so I can help y'all just open y'all mind up a little bit, because a lot of y'all is breathing fast and you need to breathe slow to understand where I'm coming from. That's right. Jackie on Instagram said they don't make money from cures and are against all natural. Well, we understand that. Listen, I'm almost done talking about this ever again. I'm almost over communicating about this issue because that's not the issue anymore. Listen, that's not the issue anymore, y'all. Do y'all understand? The issue isn't what we know. It's what we're doing about what we know. That's the issue. Listen, we know all the truths. We're probably one of the smartest generations to ever come along, but we the dumbest people I've ever seen in my life. We are the dumbest smart people ever existed. because we got all the answers. We know all the truths, and yet nothing has changed. Do y'all realize that? We got all the answers. We know what the problems were, and nothing has changed. How smart, dumb can you be? Are we paralyzed with fear for some reason when we don't have to be? And this is globally. This is not, I mean, this is not a black and white issue. This is a all of us issue. We all know the truth. White folks know what the past is. Black folks know what the past is. These cops know what the deal is. These governments know what the deal is. And yet none of us are taking a position to change the future. One of the greatest regrets we're going to have as a generation is we're going to be the group of people that were alive when a bunch of dumb shit popped off. Excuse my language. That's right, Donna. Donna on TikTok said, dude, you are spot on. They want to make it a black and white difference. It ain't no difference. We're not a color to them people. They killed, listen, this pandemic killed white, black, green, blue, brown, yellow. This pandemic killed everybody. If that don't wake you up to help you understand this is not a racial issue, this is a human experience. This is a human issue. Tap the screen, y'all. Get them likes up. You know what I'm saying? Share these lives. Listen, this is a human issue we dealing with. This ain't black and white. And as soon as we get past that and we get rid of these folks who just want to keep that as a narrative, and that goes throughout all systems. When I say all systems, what I'm saying to you is in the governmental system, you have to wipe out this hypocrisy that goes along with talking black and white, because they use it as conveniently as they need or like to in order to confuse and keep us going. They said if you put black ants and red ants in a jar together, they're going to do whatever they do and they ain't going to bug out. But if you shake that jar up, those ants are going to have at it. They're going to go to war. They're going to fight with each other, not recognizing that neither side shook the jar. Help me understand that. Alexis on YouTube said, but it didn't work once the cracks start showing. They couldn't keep us locked up. Oh, she's talking about, I think she's talking about the pandemic. And that's very true. During the pandemic, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know if y'all know this, but in Atlanta, Georgia, we really didn't comply. The funny part about that is they had a whole meeting on how to get black folks to comply. Y'all do understand that, right? The people who stood their ground. Listen, I'm going to tell anybody who took the shot, I'm going to tell y'all right now, those of us who didn't take the shot, we failed you. I'm sorry. We failed you. I'm issuing you an apology right now. We failed you. Those of us who did not take the shot should have been standing in the fold for you all when they threatened you with your livelihood at your job. We should have been there for you. And I'm sorry that we weren't. I'm sorry that we as a community are no longer a community of fighters, but watchers. You know how I know we're a community of watchers? Because everybody got their phone out when they should be. The activism that people have right now requires no activism, no real activism other than putting your phone up. That's it. That's the only activism I see from Negroes and anybody else right now. Everybody want to pull their phones out. Listen, lives could have been saved during those police encounters. I'm sorry. I'm going to switch subjects a little bit and we're going to teeter off to this because I'm feeling some kind of way right now. Granny Wowzer says, I took the shot and have had so many health issues. I'm not happy that there are people who did not. I am happy that there are people that did not, is what she said. And I appreciate that and understand that. I hate that you have to deal with this. They say there's a 90-day detox that may help get things straight. You know what I'm saying? But the challenge that we have, and Edu Boss Lady, she said, no, we got to speak up, stand up, wake up. Here's the thing, right? We've done enough talking. We got more talkers and watchers than we have walkers and doers. We got more people who are saying, nah, I'm straight, other than saying, listen, I talked about this the other day. You're either pushing or you're pulling. You're not in the middle, because the middle doesn't do either. So if you're not pushing for change, if you're not pushing for advancement, then you're part of the problem, because you're pulling and you don't even know it. You're adding weight to the pull. That's why you got to do this. Like we have become a community of people who are bystanders in our own lives. My brother said for the cleanse is 30 days straight teas and get a blood and metal tea. I don't know what that means, but that's what he said. My mother's 75 and telling everyone she know, don't take it. That's right, honey butters. Do something more than just think about it. Do something that requires action, boss lady, is what I'm saying. Most people stand by and watch things happen. Everybody wants to film it. Nobody wants to be a part of it. Everybody wants to show I was there. I admonish all of them. Do you know, let's switch gears. So R. Kelly got 20 years he got 20 years, man. We failed R. Kelly. R. Kelly's got 20 years for what he's done. You know what I'm saying? We failed Bill Cosby. We failed so many of our black entertainers by throwing them to the sharks. I bring that up because the disparity in the legal system needs to be changed, but we can't change it. We haven't changed it. We won't change it. They've set up a barrier and a wall between what the people want and how the people need to be governed with how they choose to govern us. And we are the multitude. Then she said, after the metal teas, 30 days, do 60 days fruits and vegetables. So get off of all foods and everything like that. My mom is 80 with a transplant kidney and did not take it. That's right. That's right. We need to make a change, and it has to start with the policies that have been put in place long before we were considered a part of the equation. And it's not a black decision. It's not a white decision. It's a human decision to make things right. We're in a country that doesn't want to make things right. We're in a country that has taken so much from a certain group of people in this country and have refused. They've spat in our face, whether you know it or not. For any community out there that's watching this, I want you to understand that the system here in the United States has spat in the face of its black citizens. Let's be honest. Anytime that you could decide to send 40 billion or trillion or whatever they're sending to Ukraine, to a group of people that we do not know, that don't live here, and you overlook the people that are in your face, there's a fundamental problem, and we're not looking at how they look at us, and we're not responding at how they're treating us. That's all I'm talking about. The response to how they're treating us. I appreciate that. I see you, Roxy, with the crown. The way they treat us, they said, Paul, where did they get the teas at that you spoke about? Where did they get those teas? The response, listen, tell me this. If a person told you, you standing, how about, let me just make it, let me bring it back, Mike, to this little microcosm. You standing there with two of your friends. One of your friends helped build your house. Like they blood, sweat, and tears. They was there with you the whole way. And you allow the person that didn't help you build your house, you allow them to live in your house and not the person that helped you build it. You treat the outside person that had nothing to do with your house, you treat them better than the person that helped you build your house. Does that make sense? How wouldn't you want to sock that mug in his face? What's wrong with you? Wouldn't you want to do that? What's wrong with you, fool? You know I was the one who helped you out. Pay me what you owe me. But we ain't like that. And that ain't even the nature of who we are as a people. I want y'all to understand something, man. Black people in this country have become so docile, it's pathetic. We bought into this whole bullying thing, like we don't like we got a problem with bullying. I don't think there's a problem with bullying because we understood what it was. We understood growing up, our parents told us, you're going to fight. Now you're going to win some and you're going to lose some, but you ain't going to be no sucker. It's required. My brother said if you're in Atlanta, go to Savannah Market in Little Five Points or any herbal shop to get those teas. But listen, it's necessary for you to learn how to push back. We're raising suckers right now. Why? Because they let the conversation go on to talk about bullying and all this kind of stuff. We're raising kids that can't fight back, and they know it. They're raising boys that want to be girls. They're raising girls to try to be tough and like dudes, and understanding that genetically we work and move and act differently because of our build, how we're set up. That it kills me that we're wide awake and sleep at the same time. We're driving with nobody at the wheel. Come on, man. Look, I don't know. Y'all need to listen. The conversation that needs to be had throughout generations. It needs to be family, family, family. And the only conversation that we need to be letting people understand is that we are a nation of fighters. But where's the fight at? We've been watching. Listen, we watch people do things that we say that we can't do. And the only reason why we can't do it, and I say we as in black people, the only reason why we can't do it is because we ain't started pushing back. It's because it's like we forget how strong we are, not only physically, but mentally, creatively. We're just becoming more strong financially, but that's the small part of the big picture. I'm trying to get y'all to understand that at some point, we're going to have to take that rattle from the baby. Do you get it? At some point, you got to take the rattle from the baby. At some point, listen, we are all going to be like grains of sand on the beach. Our day will come. What you do before your day comes matters. It should reverberate through generations. We have people who have come before us who their influence and their impact on this society has reverberated through history. And they didn't make it to some of the ages that some of you are. And they didn't start till after some of y'all started. Y'all got to understand, this is the last day of Black History Month. I'm just trying to say something to y'all. Letitia says, dang, I hope people are analyzing what you're saying. This is a hard hit. It absolutely is. It's so, listen, if y'all don't understand that bullies can only do, listen, bullies will only do what you allow them to for as long as you allow them to do it. Look, police ain't a problem. It's the people that they're policing that become the problem when they don't stand up for the people that are being persecuted by them. People say, get rid of the police. Don't get rid of the police. Sort it out. Sort it out. And if you got bad cops, sort them out. Or let the streets sort them out. Or the streets should sort them out. There's no way in the world that bad cops. Here's my concern, and here's my issue with this. Cops that are bad don't get reported by cops that are good, because cops that are good get reprimanded for discussing, admonishing, or coming to, to the cops that are bad. Good cops don't stand a chance against bad cops because bad cops get shielded by the system. So who's going to go up with somebody who has protection? Listen, I know what y'all saying, man. We could talk about Memphis. We could talk about Tyree and whatnot. We could talk about all those 5 cops. Those are 5 black cops. But let me take y'all back a little bit further. Do you remember that a black cop in Minnesota did the same thing to a white woman that white cops had done to black people all along? And that dude got the book thrown at him. He got fired. Everything in an instant. Same thing as these 5 cops in Memphis. But how about the cops that the cops on Eric Garner? Where are they at? They still on the beat. Where are the cops that did what they did to Philando Castile? They're still on the beat. What are the kids that, do you understand what I'm saying to you? We do have a disparity here, but that's only because we wussing out. If people was upset, I don't think, Granny Wilder said they need a complete reform and start with a full refresh of new policies and laws. Yes, but it starts with this, Granny. They need to remove the protections that they have for individuals who feel like they can do whatever they want. It's almost to say this. You see 2 dudes walking down the street. One of them is 6'9", 240, all muscle. The other dude is 5'10", 170, skinny dude. They walking, and the big dude is making sure nobody mess with the little skinny dude. And so the skinny dude is wolfing out. What, man? Y'all don't see it? Y'all know how we roll, da-da-da-da-da. Same skinny dude walking down a different street without the big dude is the most quietest person you ever gonna meet. He's not gonna say nothing. So you gotta remove the protections that they have that allow them to have the bravado that they have, and to do the things that they do. It's almost like saying, what would you do if you knew tomorrow would never come? Well, you probably do whatever you want. You probably go rob a Lamborghini store. You rob the bank. You do if it was Groundhog Day, and that's what they think. They feel like it's Groundhog Day. You would go out and you do whatever you wanted to do, knowing that nothing is going to happen to you. That's right, Jackie. She said, let them pay out of their pocket and be accountable for the crimes they commit. It ain't even about the money for me, Jackie. It's about the law for me. Let them stand for the same laws that they supposed to be protecting. Oh, so you gonna shoot somebody in cold blood like that? Cool. You're going up for murder. And you ain't getting no cushy spot. You're going in with the real murderers. You're going in with the real people who we knew was criminals. So I had a joke once that I used to tell that people was like, yo, you hate all, it's like, scrap, why you hate the police? I said, I don't hate the police, I just hate the bad cops. And they said, well, how do you know the difference? I said, aha. There you go. That's the problem. The problem is we're expected to know the difference between good and bad cops. How are we supposed to do that? We don't know who's a good and bad cop until we're being violated. So we can't trust any cops. We didn't set it up that way. It is what it is. I know in my right mind. So if I take it full circle back to from cops and I go up a level to judges and I go to government, we can't collectively trust the government the way that we should, because they have not always had the best interest of us in mind, which is crazy. You would think that, no, maybe we got it wrong. Maybe we are assuming that the government to this country is like the mother and father to your household. They want the best for you, so they're going to do what's necessary to take good care of you. They're not going to put you in harm's way. Unfortunately, our country has shown us that they're putting us in harm's way regularly. They're siphoning our health and our resources for money that's not being used here. True story, Big Yo. He says, I feel you, big bro. Cops don't kill more blacks than blacks kill blacks. True story. Now let me explain the dichotomy there that we have to deal with. Killing someone is a proximity event. Let's just keep this plain and simple. Black people that are in the black neighborhoods are going to kill more black people than they would kill of anything else, because that's what they're surrounded with. White people in white neighborhoods, similar things. Suburbs are, you don't hear about black people driving out to the suburbs to kill white people. And you hear about white people in the suburbs driving to the hood to kill black folks. So when we make that statistic, we have to look at that. You know what I'm saying? Blacks kill blacks. Well, black on black crime is going to happen because blacks are around blacks. It's like Africa on Africa, African on African, crime in Africa. Well, they're in Africa. Ain't nobody else there. Who else they going to commit it against? And that just more or less speaks to the morality and consciousness of the people. Like, we have to heal ourselves amongst ourselves. We have a problem with feeling like crabs in a barrel. We have a problem with feeling inferior to one another and not understanding that we all have a place that we can all exist in without me infringing on how you should feel about yourself. I have nothing to do with your self-esteem. It's called self-esteem for a reason, because it's the esteem of yourself. That's a clip I'd like to attribute to Cat Williams. He said that, and it just made all the sense ever. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that, are the topic today. just to give you some enlightenment. It should lighten your load to let you know that you're not alone in the way that you think, in the way that you feel. That's another reason why I cultivate these rooms and I go live on all these different platforms, because somebody feels like they're alone in their thoughts and their vision and their perspective that you hear me discuss here now. And when we get on these lives and when we all communicate and talk to one another, it's I know it's a great feeling for somebody to say, shh, I thought it was just me. But it ain't you. It's all of us. So you are not alone. I am here with you. That's how I feel sometimes. But it's the truth. There are changes that need to be made that are not going to happen with us just talking. I'm sorry. People never ever talk about Irish people in the North slaughtering those in the South over religion. I mean, true story. The narrative here, Clicko, is keep them focused, keep the ants, keep shaking the jar. I should have called this conversation that, keep shaking the jar. Who's shaking the jar? Now, my brother just said something that we all know this, right? My brother said it's all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. And we know this. But why? And we really got to talk about that at some point, because if we talking about it's all about the money, America's making up the money, like creating it out of thin air. How can you be in debt when you're creating it? You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying to the white people scared of the hood, these cops be trigger happy out of fear. I don't see it. I done seen it. These police be scared. True story. Because they understand your power. You know, they understand the power of the community of the people. So they try to keep their foot on your back. They try to keep their knee in your neck. They try to keep you down, because if you happen to look up and understand that it's more of you than them. Do you know what? I want y'all to understand that you are never outnumbered by the cops. No one, you have never, listen, in the hood, the cops never outnumber you. What they do have that you don't have in the hood is a plan, a strategy, and some training. I've been saying this now for 3 to 4 years. If the military personnel that returns back to the hood does not start holding training camps, why the hell did you go? I can tell you right now, there's not an Indian person that went to medical school that isn't returning knowledge, resources back to their Indian community. Dr. Gupta, Dr. Patel, I can guarantee you they are supporting their culture, their family, their friends. We only do that when it comes to athletes. Unfortunately, we only show that kind of reciprocation. Come back to the hood, man. Show us how to play ball. Come to my basketball camp. Come to my football camp. Well, military Negro, why don't you tell people to come to your strategy camp? Why don't you tell people to come to your assault camp, your gun training camp? What are we doing? Where's that at in the hood? I don't even understand that, bro. Listen, when we send so many black men over to these countries and to war and they join the army like they ain't got nowhere else to go, Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force. They go to these different things and they learn these trainings and they don't come back. Oh, okay, Clicko said they do it in Oakland. Okay, dope. Well, that needs to be something that's said out loud and nationally known, because I ain't know that. And everybody need to know, like, look, that's a whole nother conversation. My brother said we're not in debt. The deficit is actually money owed to us from insurance policies on your birth certificate, license, and everything else. Everything has an insurance policy attached to it. I agree, but that's a deep dive that, you know what I'm saying, I can't do today. But that is a deep dive in that conversation, because, a lot of people don't understand that we are product to some degree, and nobody wants to hear that yet. And that's a conversation I got to read more and do more studying on. You know what I'm saying? All right, Holly. Yeah. Like we have not cashed in on what we're owed here. And it's important that we figure that out. You know what I'm saying? It's important that we figure out the language, the conversation, who owes, how they owe, and how to get to it. Or how to relieve yourself of it. Like, the challenge in this United States is when it was, I don't want to get into it too deep, but you were free when this was America. You were free when you were in America. And now that you're in the United States corporation, that's a whole nother conversation. Granny says, it's like the good things to build communities feel like it's a big secret. Yep. When positive building should be widely known. And that's but that's, so let me dial that back. Granny, that is purposeful. Purpose. That is on purpose. What up, Ashanti? That is on purpose. That conversation being muffed, being quieted is purposeful. Why? Because those who are gaining from our ignorance are the ones who control the mass media machine. I want y'all to know these things that work in conjunction. Each of these major opponents that we have, they all work together. So big pharma works with big media, which works with big radio, which works with big bank. They all work together. Now, I don't know if y'all have been aware, and if you haven't, you've been living under a rock and you just don't care about life. But one of those people who is included in that group of people who is undermining this society is and has acquired a ridiculous amount of land here in the United States. You might say, oh, land, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal because on land, they cultivate food. What does that mean? Well, they control what you see via TV. They control what you hear via the media, the press, all that. They consume how and where you spend, and now they're about to consume. They're about to control what you eat and what you don't. Either you comply or they starve you out with the food. Either you comply or they starve you out from your job. Either you comply or, you understand? Do you see where this is going? So when they talk to me about crypto coins and all that kind of stuff, I look at y'all like, I look at like crypto control. It's control. It is control. Now, the problem with that is you're going to end up having to fight the fight. By the American community right now is setting itself up to have to fight from behind the 8 ball versus being in front of it with many shots to take. That's point blank, period. They're buying everything, Paul, like everything, because they want to control the food. If you control the food, you control the people, because the people got to eat. And guess what y'all ain't learned and your kids ain't learned? Y'all have not learned how to plant and grow and cultivate your own food. Why? Because they made it so you could be as lazy as you want to be. You know what they did? What up, Sunshine? You know what they did? They created places like, they allowed places like McDonald's and Burger King and Arby's. They allowed these places to give you whatever's in their food. They give you whatever's in that food. And the reason why they can give you whatever's in that food and you will eat it is because they changed the price of it. You could buy 2 Whoppers for $3. When can you do that with real beef? Everybody knows that. That's right there, Sunshine. Facts. It's expensive to eat healthy. So if you know you paying the low bottom number, why the hell are you treating your body, which is the vehicle that only thing that matters in this world is your health? That's right, as is one. The other thing, if y'all have not noticed, you can't go to the grocery store, regular grocery store at least, and you can't get seeded fruit. Listen, apples are only one of the ones you can still get. DJ Wawa said you're getting trash meat. That's right. Because when I go to one of these dope ass restaurants I go to, they don't give me that same kind of burger meat or whatever for $3. I got to pay $60, $70 for that kind of stuff. That's right. Letitia said, woo, you just said a mouthful. You're so right, so right. Listen, the attack is on your health, more so now than it's ever been. These people want you so unhealthy, they're willing to say, if you can't be unhealthy on your own, let me give you the shot. I'm sure I can make you unhealthy. I'm sure I can make you sick. Do y'all realize that? The objective is to keep you sick because there's more money in the treatment than it is the cure. Y'all don't realize that? Because listen, they're so powerful that they're dancing with the government. They said, hey, how about we do this? Come up with a problem. I'll have the solution. You pay for it. We give you a cutback on the tax side of it. We all win. We milk these people, these kids and these parents. We milk the community and they feel like we're saving them. We could be heroes and villains at the same time. Is it possible that the hero can be the villain? Dave Chappelle made a joke like that about Bill Cosby. He said he rapes, but he saves. Can you live with that? Can you live with somebody who is going to slap you and kiss you at the same time? They're going to slap the shit out of your right cheek and try to kiss you on your left. Can you deal with that? Can you manage that? Can you manage being in a place where somebody's going to slap you on the right cheek and kiss you on the left and say everything's going to be all right? Or slap you on the right cheek. Listen, the governor of Michigan tried to do the same thing. This jackass changed the water supply to a corroded pipeline, allowed it to go through the community of Flint, Michigan, and then would not remove himself from his position, saying, I can fix it. That's the microcosm of what is happening on a major level. What up, Sassy? That's right, Sunshine. A healthy person isn't a consumer to farmer. Hell, and listen, I'm going to tell y'all how crazy it gets. They are going all out on an attack to get you hooked on something. I pray that you people who are on blood pressure medicine start doing healthy things to get your asses off of it. You don't have blood pressure medicine is not a lifelong sentence. Blood pressure can be fixed. And if you haven't spent time trying to do it, you a lazy mother. Most of the things that you're dealing with as far as your health, high blood pressure, diabetes, and all these different things, you can fix those things naturally without continuing to buy into the processes that have you tied to them. Man, y'all is crazy. If you think that I'm finna sit up here and you are out of your mind. Listen, let me tell y'all, I can count on one hand. Listen, I don't take those medicines. And when I say that, I say this to you. I go to my doctor and every now and again, he'll prescribe me, something that's going to either ease the pain or make you feel good or do whatever in the process of dealing with whatever. I'm like, bruh, I'm not taking that. I'll get your prescription, but I ain't taking it. I got about 3 or 4 prescriptions upstairs that talk about I need to fill them, but I'm like, yo, this don't do nothing. This just gonna, Percocet don't do nothing but make you get chill or whatever. I don't put stuff in my body. Listen, the doctor said, to take an aspirin, that we should be taking aspirin daily. I said, why? I ain't in pain. I don't feel no kind of way. I'm not going to be taking I'm not going to take something that's going to then affect my body in a negative way and make me have to take something else. They are not fixing, they are treating. And if they're not fixing, then I ain't broken, I'm cool. You ain't got to worry about me dealing with none of that stuff. You are not going to get me hooked on some BS. Yep, the prescription got a subscription model to it. That's the best way. Listen, Sunshine, you said the best thing ever. Medicine now has gone from prescribing what will heal you to subscribing to what will eventually kill you. Y'all can quote that one. That was one. There are exceptions, Jackie. There are exceptions in the medical field. But again, you don't know that until you're actually in need of the conversation or the perspective or to deal with it. That's the problem that we got with, there are so many different people that we got to deal with, that we got to manage for the, Regina, that we got to deal with on so many different levels. You have to have an investigative mentality in today's world. Bottom line, you got to investigate everything. If you got kids, you got to make sure you're investigating the child care services that you got. If you got kids, you got to examine all of the goddamn immunity shots that they say that they need, but they don't. Like, I'm telling y'all right now, with my little girls, we wasn't doing that. I was like, look, we are not. No, is that necessary? And I need your word to be out loud and in person. So if you say to me that my kid needed this and they don't eventually, I'm going to bust you in your face. I don't care what you say. I'm going to sue you, but I'm also going to knock your ass out. I'm actually going to come back and I'm going to catch a case because you have harmed, damaged, changed the trajectory of my kid by offering up this dumb concoction that you, like, these children, listen to me. Let me tell you how foolish stuff is and how these people have really, really played with your mind, your emotions, and your thought processes and being logical. In the beginning of this pandemic, they told you what? This does not affect kids. And they messed it up so bad that now it affects kids. Kids were immune. If y'all don't remember, I'm just telling y'all, Tashi said, don't get banana. True story. Because they quick to hit me with the banana. For those who don't know what that means, the bandana. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. You're right. Let me come off that for a minute. But y'all need to understand that the day of logic is out the door. People expect stupid stuff. You know what I mean? People do stupid things and try to win dope prizes. That is exactly why Dr. Sebi is no longer around, along with 100 other herbalists, Paul. Dr. Sebi was probably about to be one of the most known herbalists globally, and that was a problem. He was starting to gain ground. The history of him curing AIDS and cancer and these different things was coming to light. He was winning his court case. And if y'all don't understand how big this is, Nick Cannon and Nipsey Hussle were doing a documentary on Dr. Sebi to bring awareness globally and nationally, because we know y'all don't read, so we got to put it in movies. Y'all don't like to research, so we got to put it on the TV screen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't like to really do no homework, so we got to spoon feed the truth. Listen, they spoon feed you the truth and they make you guzzle down the lie. Spoon feed you the truth and y'all guzzle down the lie. Left Eye was a good friend of mine, Sunshine. That's how I even know about him. She used to go over there regularly, and she used to go over there with her friend Tab. Tab had lupus. She was going to find and help Tab get cured of lupus. But Tab and Lisa were so close. Listen to how this works. Tab and Lisa were so close as friends that when Lisa died, Tab died like 6 months later. Broken heart. Wasn't nothing else but that. That's how crazy that is. Yep. Now, people weren't coming. Lisa didn't die as some kind of political agenda or anything like that. But she actually, there was an incident that happened on that island over there, and her assistant accidentally killed a little boy in that village. And they believe that the running them off the road was somebody seeking revenge for that. So that's the story of that. You know what I mean? Nothing that Lisa did herself caused her demise. Anyway, that was a very hard period in my life. Because if you don't know the history, I moved down to Atlanta. I lived with Lisa and Andre Rison when I moved to Atlanta. And I can tell you, when I got the phone call, I was already heated about a situation, and I was going to confront the person I was heated about it with. And And when I say heated, I mean I don't get mad often. I don't get mad or in a rage, but this when you have officially offended me and I'm really on one, it's hard to stop me. So no, Paul, Suge Knight didn't. But I'm gonna tell you something interesting about that. My brother said Suge Knight has something to do with it. But I'm gonna tell you something that's funny. It ain't funny, but it's tied into that. So I'm at this studio and somebody who is very high up in the music industry was having a meeting with L.A. Reid on the phone, and L.A. Reid told him, he was having a meeting. So when I came there, they was like, yeah, he's having a meeting with, he's on the phone with L.A. So when he came out of the meeting, he was like, yo, I got something to tell y'all. He looked directly at me because he knew my relationship with Lisa. And he said, Left Eye's been killed. And I looked at him, and if anybody has ever been in like a mad rage, meaning like you ready to tear stuff up, the passion and emotion that you have built up, it shut me down. Like I didn't believe him at first. I was like, this nigga just saying that because he don't want to fight. So I was like, let me call somebody who I know knows. And I called one of the groups that I called one of the girls that in the groups that Lisa had produced, and she was crying. She was just bawling out of control. And right then I knew it was real. And then I went and sat in the corner, and then I bawled out of control and I couldn't control it. Now to my brother's point, my brother said that Suge Knight, maybe it has something to do with it. The crazy part about that is I was working in LA. I don't even know how there was a correlation. I got pulled over by the police in LA. I was coming from a recording studio. I don't know if I was going back to my hotel or if I was going to the airport. But I got pulled over by the police, and they questioned me and asked me if I had anything to do with Lisa's death. Did I work for Suge Knight? They asked me a bunch of weird ass questions. How I was like, I don't know how y'all could even put that shit together. Like I'm in my mind, I'm like, how the fuck are you putting any of that together? Like it made no sense. The pullover was not, I didn't get a ticket or nothing because I wasn't doing anything. Like it was crazy, man. It was I told my brother, like it was a crazy, crazy situation because I got pulled over and they questioned me about Suge Knight and Left Eye after Left Eye got killed. And I was like, I don't get it. Like I didn't even think about it at the time. I just wanted to get out of there. Like I wasn't thinking like, why the fuck are you asking me that? Like how do you even put us together? Like how do you tie the shoelaces on that? You know what I'm saying? I did see Suge at Lisa's funeral. And it was nerve-wracking. I was probably in the fourth row, the fourth pew in the right section. So the center aisle was mainly like family and whatnot. But on the right, it was friends and all that. And Andre, they made him get on the left side over there or whatever. But I was in the fourth, maybe I'll say I was in the sixth row. Let's go with the sixth, because when I saw Suge them coming down the aisle, walking towards me, like towards my row and all that, I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? This dude, if you've never seen a giant before, Suge Knight is what a giant looks like. Like really like a big human. Like it's the most craziest thing ever. And he's coming towards us. The only thing that gave me any kind of pause and chill was the fact that he was with a producer I had worked with named Awesome Dre. Now, Awesome Dre about 6 foot something too, but he ain't hardly as big as Suge. But that's kind of the kind of people that Suge hung out with. People that kind of were tall, that he wouldn't hang out with no short people. That's what I would tell you. I had never seen anything with that, but yeah, he is scary in person. Like his energy and all that was coming down that aisle like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And fortunately, first, like I said, I was nervous as I don't know what. I was like, what's going on? Where is he going? What is he about to do? And then Awesome Dre, I saw Awesome Dre. I dapped Awesome Dre up so quick in front of Suge, so he know that we was cool or whatnot. And then that was that, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't understand. I never to this day still don't understand the correlation that they had, those police officers, to ask me that. And that just lets y'all know. And this was a while ago. This is like over 10 years ago. So now you kind of understand that we are being governed even when we don't believe we're being governed. We're being manipulated and controlled. We are, anybody who's a critical thinker, anybody who is thinking on their own, you are essentially on the radar. Now, you may be a blip, you may be a small pimple on the radar, but you're on it. And at any point in time, you can get confronted about it. You know what I'm saying? And that is another reason, which, like I know my brother was talking about sovereignty, is another reason why you got to go back historically and find out what changed, why it changed, and can you go back to it? The thing about this society that we live in is about putting their hand on your back and pushing you forward at all times. If y'all don't understand, they're trying to speed you through life. You ever felt like that? Remember, you're like, damn, the days are shorter and da-da-da-da-da. They're speeding you through life. And people who work 9 to 5s and people who have those busy, busy ass lives, y'all know it more than anybody else. Excuse me. That they're speeding you through life. Why do they want to do that? Because if you speed through this joint, you can't stand still long enough to see what's going on, nor can you make a change. It's never too late. There are 70, 60, 80-year-old people who are making change in this world. You can be one of them should you ever have to get to that point. But you're supposed to do and try to be a part of the change as early as possible. You should be grooming children who understand the plight and understand that there is a change and an adjustment that needs to be made. And they can start studying on that, and they can start grooming themselves for the conversation or the situations that are ahead of them. But we don't do that. The world really feels like we're moving fast. Let me tell you how they make you move fast. And this is what I learned, and this is why I don't really bug out so much. They always keep you looking forward. Always. All of you have a countdown date to certain things that are supposed to happen this year, whether it's your birthday, whether it's a promotion, whether it's a movie that's coming out, whether it's any of those things that have those far off dates, you start counting down to them. That's right. There it is, Tashi. Never present in the moment. You go to events, you're a part of things, but you're not a part of things because, again, it goes back to what we said. Right now, there are more people who are participating in the watching of activities than the participation of activities. I'm not a TV person. I don't like watching TV. I don't like watching people live life, especially reality TV. It's the worst TV that could ever be presented. You're watching other people live their lives as if your life isn't important and your time isn't valuable. If y'all watch reality TV show, move away from the TV. If you're watching something scripted, I understand because now you can study. That would be what I do. If I watch a movie, I'm learning, technique. I'm looking at camera angles. I'm learning things like that. But there's nothing for you to learn or benefit from watching reality TV. And I know it's challenging because part of it reflects somebody we know or our lives. And so again, we don't want to feel alone, so we watch these things. Savannah, that's not an excuse. Savannah said, I like it for reference with social skills. It has nothing to do with social skills. Nobody acts like most of these people. And understand that the key word in that sentence is acts. Act. They're all acting. Poorly, might I say, but they're acting nonetheless. Reality TV are actors who could not actually perfect the craft of acting. You understand? Wow, Yana said, true. That's why all I watch is YouTube. I enjoy consuming information while getting other things done. And I think that's absolutely, YouTube University is where most people should spend their time because you get to learn something. No, listen, Savannah, I listen, I'm going to tell you something. Carly Red is exactly who she is on that show. There's no acting. She's just being herself. And it's very much what, she's a very, out there girl. Like when I tell you she's very out there, listen, we had to wash our hands from working together because her attitude is TV. What you see on TV, I don't operate like that. You can't, because see, so that's not where it's at. Savannah said the social dynamics are real and need to be understood even if scripted. Wrong. See, you don't want a scripted experience to study because it's scripted. It's somebody else's script. You want a real life experience, go hang out with your friends, get around your ratchet family, get around these different people who respond and react and deal like that. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to go out here. You ain't got to saturate your mind with that nonsense that somebody else is promoting. Again, we go back to the problem of media directing your attention. The media saying, check this out. The media saying, this is the narrative we want to spin on it. Y'all heard comedians come out here lately and what they said. They said, you know what? That this society continues to try to get black men in dresses on TV. Why do you think they promote it so much on MTV and all these different other networks? You ain't never seen so much effeminate men on TV ever in your life. My brother thinks TikTok is the best information highway because they're not monetized and censored. I like to dance between TikTok and YouTube, but I am a student of YouTube at university. I promise you I've learned more on YouTube than I've learned on any of these other platforms. And that's right, Sunshine. Once you wake up, you can't go back to sleep, and it becomes a lot of rabbit holes. You know who said that? When y'all get a chance, go look up Dick Gregory, and when he talks about the magic. Dick Gregory says the magic is that once you have the magic on you, you can't not have the magic. You can't stop thinking and seeing what you know now. That's right. Listen, when you open your mind and you allow everything to come in so you can, dilute it and get to the root of it, you can't stop doing it because you understand better. Understanding is what you want in this world as much as you can, as much as you can have. That's the covert operation of this nation, is that they don't want you to understand. They want to keep you in a world of confusion, because if you're confused, you can't think straight. Savannah said, many effeminate men have been abused or raised by feminine energy. I think TV exposure forces us to respect them as humans, even if we shun this lifestyle. That's a whole different thing, man. That's a whole other conversation we can have. We had it when it came to transgenderism. We had that conversation. But we could talk about effeminate men. We can have that conversation if people want to have it. But you have to understand, this is called the human race. If you are not raising quote unquote athletes or people who can participate in the race, who are you raising? What are you grooming? What are you preparing for? That's right. That's right, Tasha. She said her 17-year-old can't even watch none of that stuff. If your kids can't watch it, then maybe we need to manage what we watch as well. Because listen, all the best things happen for the kids. The kids get the realest medicine because for the most degree, we treat our kids with good care and concern. Yet we do not do the same for ourselves. I am very conscious of several things: the music I listen to and the things that I see and take in through my eyes. I do not look at accidents on the highway because I do not want to see something that I cannot erase from my memory. I care about my memory. That's right. The media is buck breaking the black man. Now Puffy coming out of his closet and everyone exposing him. It's not just him. Listen, they want to make a black man lesser than in every opportunity they get. But this, again, is not a black or white issue. This is a who's shaking the jar issue. Do y'all understand what I say? Listen, I go back to the analogy of you put black ants and red ants in a jar together, they will harmoniously do whatever they're doing. If you shake that jar up, they want to fight now. And the thing is, they don't know who's shaking the jar. And if they do know, they don't know how they can get to them and get them to stop so that they can be harmonious again. We are in this glass bubble that someone else is shaking the jar. They're shaking it up in the media, whether it's radio, TV, publications. They're shaking it up in the health, whether it's making these not real meats, these organic foods, not really organic, taking the seeds out of everything. And they're doing it financially. They're shaking the jar up saying, hey, we're going to give you, I told people almost 4 years ago, no, it was during 2020 when these people started having this conversation about, it's 2021. When they was having this crypto conversation, I said, yo, that's going to come back to bite y'all in the ass because the anonymity that you guys enjoy is going to be missing. They're going to find a way to find out who's got this and who's got that. Do y'all know they've been killing off these cryptocurrency developers? Listen, if y'all don't understand how this stuff works, listen, by any means necessary was a creed that Malcolm X has come up with that other people have taken seriously. Other countries really listen to Malcolm X, like for real, for real. Y'all are tripping if y'all don't watch those people out in the streets of Brazil, or y'all watch those people off in those third world countries who say death or honor. You're going to give me one or the other. I'm going to either die trying or I'm going to have a breakthrough. We are afraid of the inevitable here in the United States. Some of y'all think y'all going to live forever. Some of y'all think y'all lives are supposed to live long lives or whatever. Nobody who seeks or is pushing for change thinks they're going to live forever, because you always have to look over your shoulder, and you always know that the people that want to maintain control, the people that want to hold on to that rattle, aren't going to let that rattle go without a fight. If y'all don't understand that any change that you want is going to take putting down the cameras, what do they say? That's so funny, yo. What does it say? The revolution will not be televised. Do y'all know what they meant by that? They meant that the people who control TV, media, and all that kind of stuff aren't going to show you the progress that you're making in these communities. They're not going to show you the breakthroughs. These platforms aren't going to continue to let people talk the real talk that needs to be said. That's right. Clicko say he learned. Listen, foreigners get it. We in America don't. I'm gonna be honest. Foreigners work like they want what they want. We don't. We work like somebody owe us something. We work like we're owed something. And even when you feel like they do, if you're not willing to take it, then you gotta go ham to get it. You got to be willing to break some rules. That's what's up. That's dope, Clicko. He said, on my unborn kids, that man is a hustler to the hundredth degree. Are you willing to take what you want? Because that's really what it boils down to. Are you willing to take what you want? Nobody who gets what they want has followed all the rules, because the rules were never designed for you to get what you want. I really need somebody to remember what I just said and write it down. Nobody gets what they want following the rules, because the rules were never designed for you to get what you want. If y'all don't write that down, nobody gets what they want following the rules, because the rules were never designed for you to get what you want. You can talk about all those billionaires you want. Half of them have not finished school. They did not follow the conventional path. They did not go with the flow. They did not. What up, Neely? What up, Desi? They did not follow the rules. If you are unwilling to break the rules, you can't fuck with me. I'm sorry, excuse my language. You can't be around me. I'm sorry. Because life requires you not following all the rules. Period. And it's a hard thing to teach your kids, because you want to tell your kids, yeah, this stuff is set up and the game is rigged. You can't play the game they're trying to get you to play. School is one of those things where the game is rigged. We know this for a fact, that they are lying to our kids, and we still send them to them schools so they can lie to the kids. Man, Jackie, that's a bar. You know what? That's going to be my post. That's going to be my post today. I need a screenshot, because that's going to be my post today on, oh man, I ain't doing to do that. I'm trying to screenshot that. Somebody send that to me. Somebody send me that that quote I just gave y'all. Nobody gets what they want following the rules, because the rules were never designed for you to get what you want. That's right, Sunshine. They indoctrinate us to believe theories, not facts. And they're continuously doing it, and we continue. Listen, let me tell you how rigged the game is. They say you got to work to live. And the primary working hours are, guess what? The same hours that your kids go to school. The primary working hours are the same time your kids go to school. The game is rigged. Why could not Why couldn't it be work at night and raise your kids in the day? Huh? Why do the work hours of the adults compete with the learning hours of the kids? Man, I ain't crazy. I just think a lot. All right, so let me just do this, man. Let me just do this. Let me wrap this up. On this conversation is recorded right now. This whole hour and 20 minutes is recorded on YouTube. I implore you all to go on YouTube, and there are several clips to take away some of the information and repost it. I'm gonna be on here now, man. I'm gonna light y'all on fire all the time. But I need y'all to make sure that y'all take this content and share it outside of our conversation. This conversation was on fire today. I didn't get as many likes as we normally do. We didn't get as many shares as we normally do. We didn't get as many, I got viewers everywhere right now, which is really cool, and I'm excited about that. But y'all can't just be viewers. This is what I'm talking about. Viewers have to be doers. Y'all just can't sit in my lives and then not do nothing after this. Like, I get on here to affect change, and I need y'all to help me affect change. That requires y'all taking little clips. You can go to YouTube and you can take the little clips and share it. You can actually share the whole live. Sunshine said, this is what I came to TikTok for. Listen, TikTok ain't gonna promote me, Sunshine. Y'all got to do it. TikTok ain't gonna put this on blast. TikTok wants y'all dancing, smiling, laughing, doing all this stuff. If I said this the other day, if y'all ever see me doing any of this out in public, you slap me, all right? I'm gonna give you permission to slap me. None of this stuff makes sense on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? It's subpar talent getting accolades that normally in nobody's neighborhood or anybody's talent show would ever get. So am I mad? No, I'm not mad because these kids are winning with little stuff. And I always say, work with you got till you can work with what you have until you can have what you need to work, like to really get in. I'm cool with that. Perfectly cool. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. Get your money. Create your life. I just happen to want to bring a ton more value to this platform. And in order to bring value to a platform on any of them, you need an audience. In order to get that audience, the people who attend, who are active, have to be the proponents that propel it forward. I can say it. But I'm gonna tell y'all, like I tell my clients, you can't say how dope you are. You can't be the one to say your stuff was fly, although I do it sometimes. But y'all should be saying it so much that other people be like, oh, for real? What's this thing? Let me check him out. I want to go see it. I want to hear it. I want to read it. I want to watch it. My mother always told me, you don't have to be the one to toot your own horn if what you do is dope. Clicko, life doesn't require that. Clicko says, I create my own happiness. That's my thing. Not looking for hundreds of $1 millions. Life, listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I will not tell y'all you do not need money, because money provides comfort, and comfort gives you room and the facility to think and act and do. I'm sorry if any of y'all believe the story with people saying you don't need money. You absolutely need money to free your mind. You need to be comfortable enough to have the thoughts and the conversations and the freedom that comes with having money. You can live above the BS. I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Listen, like, share, support the live. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got gifts, dope. If y'all Cash App, dope. If y'all do any of that stuff, thank you so much. And on the back side of things, make sure y'all share this content as much as possible. It ain't about having money. Everything can rule you if you let it. The time you spend playing video games, the time you spend reading, all those things can take you away from those things. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying to you is everything should be used for a purpose and a reason that's going to elevate comfort, and comfort is going to get you into a position where you can think, act, and do things with such liberation that it's infectious. I will never tell y'all not to get money. Bottom line. Anyway, I know some of y'all at work getting to the money. Remember, a job is just work. That's it. Leave it at the thing when you leave. There's no emergency where you got to work over hours and none of that kind of stuff. And it's kind of crazy when people do that. I understand that they feel the need. Caster Pro just bugged out and it made a little noise. Y'all might have heard it, and then it froze up. I'm in Atlanta. I'm from Michigan, but I'm in Atlanta. But it just froze up. That's how I know we've been on fire. With that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I am out until later. If y'all following me, you got notifications turned on so you can always catch me, because this conversation was off the chain from the beginning to the end, and I ain't afraid to say it. I ain't afraid to say it. It's been the bomb from top to bottom. You don't believe me? Go back and watch it. My YouTube is ICGREEN1. Or you could type in the search menu on YouTube, you could type in Dwight Scrap Reynolds and it'll pull up my IC Green and y'all can check me out. I am out. I have served you today. I have given you what I have today. Hopefully you are edified by it. You are motivated by it and you're about to go do something actionable. All right. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.